All right. I can hear a cow baying extraordinarily loud in the background. Yeah, that is an interesting creature. Very, very loud. Bovines, the way their throat is formed, just like horns, like louder than a car horn, much louder. Anyhow, I digress. The topic is goodness. For goodness sake. Goodness, altruism. Does it all work together? Can we become a good altruistic person? There is a difference, Here's the rundown. From what I've learned from listening to older folks for a long time, and then running with it over my lifetime. So now, I put this on video. Hopefully this will help somebody. Okay, goodness. Okay, the first processes, excuse me, of goodness are, ethics, honesty, and caring. Are you required to care for other people? Not exactly. But should. It would help. The idea is, I'd say for myself, use the I word. I don't wish to pontificate or preach to anybody. So, I come up with ethics. Okay, I speak a lot about logic, right? So finding the usage, finding the processes. Okay, then I can make an and or decision, or any combination of those. Right, exactly. That's ethics, really. It's just based in logic. With the fork in the road, which way will you go? You try to inform yourself the most, gain as much knowledge about the decision, if possible, and then you go with it, right? And you head down a fork. True, there are some things in life that are beyond a simple fork. And that is true. I say ethics is the fork in the road, but that's not true. Okay, those are logical traps. I will talk about that someday later. But okay, you trap something in logic, and then you get to the logical conclusion. You've trapped an argument, and then you have a concept, and then you have methods, right? Knowledge, skill sets, all those things. There's just a lot to talk about. Okay. So, ethics would be world-making decisions where you must take two different ideas, and then you seam them together into like a maxim. You develop a maxim of life based on world arguments. Deep philosophy right there. But so basic decision making, ethics, and then honesty. Inventory of oneself. Asking yourself questions. Am I doing things correctly? That's a knowledge search. You're going to have to expand the scope of your knowledge by magnifying the definition, magnifying and magnifying by asking questions until you get to more and more definition. And thusly, the sphere or the scope expands. And then you become more prescient and salient in said concept or knowledge, skill set, or whatever it may be, right? So then we come to back to ethics, right? So then we find the best trap for that, and then we make our decisions, and then we continue to build on that, right? Okay, now caring, that's interesting. You know, caring is a conscious thing. So if I'm going to care for myself, you know, I can always ask the question, you know, it may seem irrelevant or a moot point, but it's not, you know, this idea that we could create a great cycle by using or by emoting and driving our conscious selves through through emotions and vocatives. That's another one. Intelligence or intellect, vocatives and emotions. You know, well, we need all those things: thoughtfulness, vocatives, and emotions to push our conscious being through life, right? That's caring for yourself. Yeah. So, okay. So so that's the big wheel, right, in our life, is the caring aspect. The wheel that pushes all the other smaller wheels. Okay. Okay, and then here we go with altruism, right? So how we demand that of other people in our family, our children, they also be ethical, honest, and caring for themselves. I swear there's aliens slamming doors and shit. Okay. That's just my imagination. It's the wind. Yeah. Okay, so right. I just lost my place. Okay, well, we come back to the children are now responding. Okay, so the children respond. Okay, you didn't have to do that, but you did. Because you showed that you cared for your children? Right. Is that altruism? You know, I would say no. That's not giving freely, free and clear. No, that's born out of duty. It's duty of to family to instill goodness and hope that your children accept it. Hope that either your husband or wife accept it, and then and can even go further and matriculate that in their marriage, and then present that as a atomic. Well, it's called a nuclear family, right? Okay, there's a lot of controversy these days. It's really a no-brainer. You know, the matriculation of a man and woman, and then the conscious values of goodness, and then those are promulgated or spoken word to the children, and they see a good example of matriculation, and they grow up well adjusted and all this stuff. I mean, it's all proven. But according to some very insane people, these things are just, it's all what you think about life. It's just, it can be relative and subjective to everything. Everything is relative and subjective to everything. That's interesting because that means it's chaos. That life is chaos. And yeah, I suppose one galaxy maybe crash into another sooner or later and end all life here. Well, okay. That'd be chaos, right? But does it matter? No. What matters is here and now, right? Between you and I, you know, one another, the human link, the human chain. That's interesting. A group is a link of many people, of individuals. It's not just this collective Borg that flies around in a cube, zapping people. That is. But it ends up. That's how it turns out. People just really don't care, and they do horrible things and say horrible things. So this idea of goodness becomes a goodness for ourselves, myself, demanding goodness of others. Others respond. Then you create a group, right? Not a collective. Collective really isn't a word. Okay, I'll get into that one later. But yeah. Okay, a group. Group of like-minded individuals. So now you have a group of good people that are doing for themselves and doing for their families. And you all get together and then say, well, we could demand like a whole lot of other people do the same thing. Look at how successful we've been. Just the logistics of being able to think on all these things of life successfully has maybe even imparted financial success. I'm sure it would, though. If you can get to logistics and find out exactly what things are for and all that, oh yeah, you will be successful, because a lot of people don't get to the deeper things. They just, it's a butthole statement, right? But, superficial. It's like, a taco stand. You have 5 people that are making tacos. Well, one guy gets an idea that he's going to go online and he's going to find the best tacos ever in the history of the universe. And then he finds a way to sell them at the same price everybody else is selling their tacos at the taco stand. And now he buys all their taco stands. So now he owns 6 taco stands. So he's the jefe of the taco stand. The carniceria even maybe gets a meat market going and does the same thing and just continues to propel himself by his own will to power of self, propelling oneself, the conscious ram that pushes us all. Oh man, there's a word for that. I can't remember. It's a very difficult word though. But yeah. So what happens is more and more groups are formed. Say maybe they all get on Facebook and create a giant group of people that are ethical, honest, and caring. And then a lot of people start following it. Now guess what? That is altruism. Now people are receiving benefits of your work free and clear. See what I'm saying? There's a value. There's a value in that. You're giving something away for free. Right. There's like, it's an expression of commodity of the mind. Your commodity of the mind is now transferring to somebody else. I guess you could say, maybe I'm a bit off on that, but back at where you demanded your friends be the same way. Okay, yeah, there's an argument there that is altruism, but they are your friends, so you'd want them to be that way. So is that really altruistic? Is it all completely free and clear? Is there some self-benefit in there? Yeah, one can argue. So that's all I have to say on goodness. Okay, so it's like could one good person stand up and change the world? That's most assuredly so. There's a lot of good people out there. But caring equals action. Keep on saying that, right? And persistence of thought and questions and thoughtfulness, and showing how those processes work, and showing the benefit of being a good person, and that creates a great civilization. And altruism can do wonderful things in business as well. I guess one can argue something about that. Is it really for self-benefit? Well, not exactly. It's just there's a organic process that now takes place when a business is altruistic. And whether or not that comes back to you, it could, but that's not the point, Well, anyways, so the ideas that we come up with, I've talked about logic usage. That's your base, right? So thoughtfulness and persistence in questioning. You input all questions into the logic. Yeah. And then, but then you add the superlatives in there of ethics, honesty, and caring, and then you come to something much greater, right? Or much faster. You get there just faster thinking about those things than shooting arrows in the dark. It's a rainbow in the dark. That's an interesting deal. Rainbows in the dark. Right. They are in fact rainbows, but no one can see them. Thank you.